Hello, my name is Mustafina Dilnaz and it is report and first assignment. What did I first? I downloaded a Pocket Tracer and logged into my account. At first, I add a router, switch, PC, laptop, and connect everything. Here we can see it's a logical mode. Here's the physical mode, and I start with the do a tests. It's a network components test, network representations and topologies test, common types of networks test. Then I downloaded a network representation. Here we can see and do a lab work. Some questions from this lab work is list the intermediately device categories is routers, switches, hubs, wireless devices, and WAN emulation. Others. Um, For example, in Pocket Tracer, only the server PC device can act as a server and um, explain the client-server model. This in architectural approach to building distributed computer systems where resources and functions are shared between server and client. In this model, the server is the provider of the services and resources required by the clients. Clients in turn make requests to the server for these services and receive responses to their requests. Clients can be either software or hardware. There can be computers, smartphones, tablets, or other devices. Also, this is a step 3 of this lab work. Then I do other test is reliable network test, network trends test, network security test. And let's talk about vacancies and the IT professional lab. I don't know why, but monster.com is not working now, but I used LinkedIn because it is a very good site for vacancies and find the job. I find the network administrator in Asia and also in Nur Sultan or Astana, fine, and USA. And I find many interesting vacancies. For example, junior IT, help desk, network security, junior network engineer, network administrator, and others. What skills or certification were required? Is Cisco network modeling, knowledge of network routing and switching technologies and routing protocols, experience with various Cisco equipment, experience with checkpoints, Cisco firewalls, load balancers, and WAN accelerators is desirable, and formal technician certification such as CCNA and CCNP. And uh, there was many interesting vacancies about Cisco and network. Let's talk about the first module. In this section, I learned how networks affects our life, network components, network representation and topologies, common types of networks, internet connection, reliable network, network trends, network security, and many others interesting. It's a test about it. Then let's talk about the second model. And here you can see the test that I did. It's like Cisco iOS access, iOS navigation, basic device configuration test. Also, let's talk about packet tracer, configure initial switch settings. Here we can see part 1, steps 1 or 2. Um, how many fast Ethernet interfaces does the switch have? It's 24. How many gigabit Ethernet interfaces does the switch have? What is the range of values shown for VDA lines from 0 to 15? Also here we can see the part 2, steps 1 and 2. Why is the login command required? In order for the password checking process to work, it requires both the login and password commands. Step 3, uh, we use the terminal, configure, and steps 4 and 5. Steps 6 and 7. Um, why is the enable secret password displayed differently from what we configured? The enable secret is shown in encrypted form, whereas the enable password is in plain text. Step 8. If you configure any more passwords on the switch, will they be displayed in configuration file as plain text in the encrypted form? The service password encryption command encrypts all current and future passwords. When will this banner be displayed? Yes, the message will be displayed when someone enters the switch through the console port. Why should every switch have MOTD banner? Each switch should have a banner in order to warn the unauthorized users that the access is denied. And other, here we can see the result. This is a test of ports and addresses. Let's talk about configure IP addressing lab. To configure S1 with a host name, we should click S1 and then click the CLI tab, enter the privilege epic mode, and enter the global configuration mode. Switch enable, switch configure terminal, enter configuration commands, one per line, and with the Ctrl Z, Control Z. Um, yes, all here we can see all steps and parts of this lab work. In 2.8, I opened a command prompt and entered the commands ping and IP address. Here we can see also tests. Um, yes, here we can see the rules test, 3.2 test, 3.3 test, the lab research network standards, and who is the Jonathan Postel and what is he known for? Jonathan Postel was an American computer scientist who made significant contributions to the development of the Internet standards, to the creation of the Internet Assigned Numbers Authority, and as a RFC editor, which two related organizations are responsible for managing the top-level domain namespace and the root domain name system named servers on the internet. So it is an international corporation for assigned names and numbers, ICANN, and Internet Assigned Numbers Authority, IANA. Step 2, how do the internet standards allow for greater commerce? What potential problems could we have if we didn't have the IE? Each company would development its own protocols and products with which may not work with the equipment from other companies. So we can see the tests, also data encapsulation tests, data access, where I downloaded a Wireshark, and also tests, 3.8 test, and what I no I want to conclude that in this model, I learned the rules. All communication methods have three elements in common: the source of the message, the destination, and the channel. I also learned about protocols, protocol sets. A protocol site is a group of interrelated protocols that are required to perform a communication function. Also about standardization organization. There it is are usually neutral, non-profit organization established to develop and promote the concept of open standards. Also about reference model, data encapsulation, and data access.